local network, major road network, I think we are very supportive of the major road network. I mean, I think one of the, we have recognised the importance of local roads, and that is definitely kind of one of the reasons why we were supportive of the major road network. We were comfortable with some of the National Roads Fund potentially being used for to fund the major road network. We think actually, we do recognise that no one starts and ends their journey on the strategic road network unless you are living in a service station or something bizarre like that. So actually, it is really important that we do have kind of good local roads as well. We're working quite closely with the department because we think there are kind of areas where there's some joint benefits where obviously investment in the SRN can benefit kind of the local network, and similarly investment in the local network or MRN can have real significant benefits for the SRN as well. I think our work with the subnational transport bodies as well has been really important in this. Actually, I think we found the subnational transport bodies to be a really important, valuable, useful sort of partner in thinking about these issues and actually kind of planning in a kind of coherent and joined up way in an area. So we, I think have really tried to kind of make sure that we are working on a collaborative basis with those bodies to make sure that actually we do have joined up plans and joined up views. So I think obviously the MRN consultation is ongoing and out there, and I think it will be really interesting to see where that comes to.
That's useful. I think, any thoughts on Carillion? I mean, clearly a huge issue for the sector.
And I mean, I would obviously largely defer to my, commercial colleagues who have dealt with this in more detail. I think the thing I would say is what I've been really impressed with, I think both from a Highways England perspective, but also the broader industry, is the, actually the amount of, it has not been, we have been able to continue service, continue kind of our programs, etc. I think I've been really impressed how a lot of Carillion's partners have stepped in and have picked up, actually kind of picked up the baton and the bits of work that Carillion were responsible for. Almost all of our programs of work, I think that Carillion were involved in, were joint ventures. And I think, so that obviously kind of has helped in terms of the partners in those joint ventures have stepped into the breach. So I think there's a lot of reflections for ourselves, but government overall on the sort of causes of the Carillion issue. I mean, I think interestingly, kind of there's some documents that have been put out there, I think, as part of the hearings into Carillion that demonstrate that they saw highways as a solid, generally a solid business, with kind of good, reasonably sort of solid margins and kind of, good contracting arrangements. Obviously there were particular issues on kind of the Aberdeen programme as well, but overall I think they saw the work with us as being positive. So I think we're looking to kind of continue to evolve the way that we work with our supply chain, particularly through routes to market. I think there'll be some reflections in terms of kind of what's happened on Carillion and what has gone well and what potentially kind of could have been avoided. But I would reiterate, I think, I've been very impressed with, I think, how the industry as a whole has sort of stepped in and enabled, things to continue and things to drive forward, when, potentially that kind of may not have been the case.
Okay, thanks for that, Elliot. Right, so perhaps just last one then. Confidence about funding post-Brexit?
Yeah, so I mean, we are now in a period where the National Roads Fund exists. So, there has been a hypothecation of vehicle excise duty to funding of strategic roads, but with a small s, because I think we also expect some of that funding to support the major road network. I think that provides a good level of funding certainty. The debate is there's going to be some debates as part of that decision period over the next year as to exactly what is the quantum of that funding. But actually, I would fully expect us to be getting a 5-year settlement again in the same way that we have in RIS1. And I think that's really vital, you know, for us and for the industry and for the road network, because it really provides that bedrock that enables us to plan and have more long-term certainty about the programmes and the schemes that we're going to do. Okay. So yeah, generally confident.
Catherine Smale, I work for New Civil Engineer magazine. In terms of the DCO applications for the rest of the projects going through, they are kind of, the government has not really ploughed through the DCO applications as perhaps it should do to be able to get all the projects through. Do you think that that's something which is going to be a problem in the future for the rest of RIS1?
Quick answer.
So no, I mean, I think, so to be honest, I suppose I'm less familiar with the specifics of the DCO applications, but we have a number of kind of key milestones that look at how we're doing in terms of delivering our projects and whether we're on track or not. So obviously the sort of open for traffic is the key one, and the scheme's open. We have our sort of start of works target, but then the key one for us is, are we moving schemes from options to development? And actually that options to development, in effect, milestone, we're on track, you know. So I mean, I need to confirm the exact numbers, but I think we had about 30 projects that we were anticipating shifting from options to development this year. And you know, there's one or two that I think, you know, have been, you know, have proved a little bit trickier. But broadly, you know, we are on track in terms of shifting all of those kind of programs through from options to development. And for the future, yeah, we feel confident. I mean, there are always challenges in specific schemes, you know. So you know, we are always going to kind of have one or two schemes that kind of, you know, something comes up and you won't do it. But actually, I think I'm really impressed when you look at the portfolio level. We are making really good progress, I think, with the programs that we've got. So we feel confident that we will continue to progress and continue to progress.
Okay.
To track.
Brilliant, Elliot. Thank you.